how do experts fight back when the assailant is the one with the weapon?
Fighting back is your last option. If you could not avoid it, solve the situation as fast as possible and leave the area.
When fleeing isn't an option, the first obstacle to overcome is panic. In a life-or-death situation against an armed opponent, how does someone conquer their fear and take control of their body's natural instinct to defend itself? Helping us answer this question is Jonathan Dugas, a police officer who's also a Krav Maga instructor, and Amir Peretz, our self-defense expert. Their first situation is all too common in street attacks, an assailant with a club or bat.
Okay, Amir, what are my options if somebody comes after me with something like this?
Well, overall, the concept and the main principle is to close the distance suddenly and explosively, so the lower and closer you get, you deal with less resistance. The natural reaction to attack with a bat is to just raise your hand over your head and cover up. And that causes people to break their arm because of the angle, 90-degree angle.
Human long bones are weakest horizontally, so absorbing the full impact across the arm is a recipe for disaster.
Just leaning forward and sending your hand forward, you see that you're already starting to deflecting and redirecting the stick. Right. If you lower yourself more, the stick will be deflected away from you.
The surprising secret: don't shrink away from the strike, lunge toward it. It appears to work, moving into the baton instead of away and deflecting its impact on an angle. But will the physics bear out the theory?
What we're going to do is we're going to try to test that theory out using a couple different things. First of all, we have a stick that we've instrumented. Okay, so this is a standard kind of stick that you might come up against, right? Mm-hmm. So, and what I've done is we've put an accelerometer on the top of it. We're going to have you actually test this theory on a crash test dummy.
Substituting for a real human is our crash test dummy, with its arm strapped into a common defensive position, perpendicular to the angle of attack. Sensors inside the arm will measure the impact of the blow, and an accelerometer in the baton will measure the speed.
Amir, are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, strike!
Amir swings the baton at 82 feet per second, delivering a strike of 2,373 pounds of force. The nightstick Amir is using is a standard police baton made of hardened nylon that flexes on impact. Yet it delivers over a ton of force. Easily enough to break both the ulna and the radius bones in the forearm. The strike hits both bones across their weakest axis. This injury could be debilitating. The victim would have no chance of escape. The crew repositions the dummy for the next test, but now its arms are extended forward, in line with the angle of attack, the angle that experts recommend for self-defense.
Okay, Amir, is this basically how someone should react when someone comes at him with a bat?
About, yes.
Okay, so kind of in this position.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, you ready, Amir?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, strike.
Once again, Amir swings at 82 feet per second, but the data is strikingly different. Because of the angle of the arm, he deals the dummy only a glancing blow, with a measured impact of only 200 pounds of force, 1/10 the force of the initial strike, and not nearly as likely to break bones. The club then slides down the side of the arm and is deflected away from the body. It's pure physics and geometry. The defensive move gives the defender a chance to escape.
Okay, I think we can see pretty clearly it's a lot different, right?
The concept is, again, to close the distance, you deflect and redirect the attack.
So we're talking the difference between having an abrasion or a scratch versus a broken arm. Well, that's great information to know, because I never would have thought of that.
But what if the attack weapon is a gun? It's a common attack scenario and one of the most terrifying. Out of nowhere, a gun to the back.
When the attacker has a gun, it's a very dangerous situation. You should only fight back when you have no choice, and you must know there are things you can do.
Is there a way to disarm an assailant in this dangerous situation?
Okay, everyone, we're going to show a defense against a threat with a gun to my back. We are using a real gun with some ammunition rounds. So it's extremely dangerous. The set turns into a hot range now. I want to see everyone putting their safety glasses on now.
Jonathan Dugas will serve as the bad guy in this scenario. He'll be using simunition rounds. These are training cartridges that fire a non-lethal, but sometimes painful dye marker instead of a metal bullet. Amir will try to disarm his attacker without getting shot.